It was recently tax season, now it's suing season, apparently. People getting handed lawsuits left and right like welfare checks in Detroit. The Cincinnati Reds are now getting sued by a player for ruining his career. But first, speaking of Detroit, all Tanner Bybee was handing out were zeros and strikeouts. 7 shutout innings, Tigers offense didn't do anything all game, while the Guardians went off for 7 runs in the first matchup between these two teams since last year's playoffs. Here's a live look at Dodger fans watching the Padres continue to screw up in Toronto after a bunch of crickets dance before throwing out the first pitch. Yes, that happened. You're watching it right now, which I would have been shocked by 10 years ago. But in 2025, this is probably not even top 10 in craziest things I've seen today alone. This is normal, actually. Padres already lost the first 2 games of this series, but Gavin Sheets was not about getting swept. He had a 2-run homer in his first at-bat that originally made it 2-0 before the Blue Jays started scoring. So by the time he comes up in the 9th, it's 4-2 Blue Jays, so he says, fine, I'll do it myself. Another 2-run shot. Tie game, then they score in the 11th. You're thinking, okay, Padres are going to squeak out a nice win to avoid this. No, Blue Jays couldn't have tied it any quicker. Gavin Sheets says, I'm inevitable. Dalton Varsho and Nathan Luke say, I'm Iron Man. Walk off, Blue Jays sweep the Daddies. Crickets always win, while Nathan Eovaldi is done dirty in New York. Just 1 run given up in 6 innings. Rangers just do nothing on their end. Yankees offense, they scored 1 run. It's not like they did much, but it wasn't hard to be better than Texas. Carlos Rodon also throws 6 innings. Rangers offense was as effective as DJ Khaled on a treadmill. Yankees win and sweep the series. In today's edition of Saying Something Nice About the Rockies, they only gave up 2 runs on Thursday. They didn't score any themselves, but shut up. It could have been worse. Kyle Schwarber gets on base 3 more times. He's insane. The Pittsburgh Pirates scoring more than 4 runs in a game is insane. One day after setting the record for most games in a row, scoring 4 runs or less, they score 5. Still lost, but yeah, Father Nature must not be paying child support right now because Mother Nature's been on one this week. The Red Sox-Orioles game gets postponed, forcing a doubleheader on Friday, and even the Pirates game that happened was delayed in the middle of it because of rain. Christian Yelich went deep twice. He hasn't been that good to start the year, so he needed a game like this. The Brewers go off for 8 runs. Jose Altuve's little ass has also needed a 2-home run game the way his season's been going. Astros offense goes off and does not treat George Kirby very well in his first start of the season coming back from the injured list. By the time Altuve started cranking on, the Mariners bullpen was in. Astros crushed Seattle. Staying in the American League West, I gotta address the Angels before their entire fan base starts to fight me. Understandably so. I get it. I haven't mentioned this team in days, although I actually have been rooting for them. I just keep forgetting to talk about their success, although part of me almost doesn't want to, out of fear they're gonna start losing again. I don't know, but they've been awesome lately. After sweeping the Dodgers in LA, the actual Los Angeles, they go to Sacramento and 4-game sweep the A's. Logan O'Hoppy's been great. He had a homer on Tuesday, 2 more homers on Wednesday, one of them going 470 feet. Then for the hell of it, he goes deep again on Thursday, and that was after the Angels came back from 5-2 down. Taylor Ward hit a grand slam. Angels have won 7 in a row. A's have lost 9 in a row. Nationals have now won 5 in a row after their game against the Braves. Matt Olson stays hot. 3 hits on the night for him, including a home run in the first inning. He also ties the game in the 9th before Austin Riley gets nailed at the plate, which in hindsight, well, even in the moment that sucked, but especially after the Nats didn't score in the 9th, and then Ahmed Rosario walks it off in the 10th, while the Cincinnati Reds had the night off, which is not preventing them from getting sued. So this is interesting. Former Major League outfielder / first baseman Darren Ruff is suing the Reds for damages after he suffered a career-ending injury crashing into an uncovered tarp roller at Great American Ballpark 2 years ago. Damn, 2023 was a gold mine for these injury lawsuits. The Rockies fan incident also happened that year. So Ruff filed the lawsuit, which charges the Reds with negligence in failing to maintain safe field conditions, and specifically cites the presence of the unpadded metal tarp roller. And yeah, this was the last game he's ever played. Darren Ruff's career is pretty crazy. Most years he wasn't very good. He had a couple seasons of being pretty good, although even in those years he didn't play that many games. He never played a full season in his whole career, but there's one year that sticks out like a vegan at a barbecue, and that's 2021. A season that will forever make no sense. The 2021 San Francisco Giants were full of players having career years out of absolutely nowhere. I'm not accusing them of anything. It's just naturally fishy. And also funny when you realize Buster Posey retired immediately after the this season, despite there not being any warning he was even thinking about that. During a year he was also very good. Like, the numbers he put up in 2021 would have made you think he could play another 5 years. It's like he was anticipating another cheating scandal to drop and was like, I'm out! Can't suspend or fine me if I'm retired, bitches. No, in a lot of ways, it was a very magical year for so many Giants, including Darren Ruff, who out of nowhere was like insane, only for his career to be ended 2 years later by this moment. Maybe he has an argument here to get some money from the Reds. I honestly kind of hope it happens. We'll see what happens. Go check out my first podcast episode. Love you. Bye.